All right, hey everybody. We're here with Alejandro and Ana, and we are going to be talking to them about their trip and asking them some questions. So welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you. This is a nice setup, yeah.
Not a bad place to be, right?
No, at all.
So, just as a little background, we were camped in the jungle, and we found a little spot that was overlooking the Panama Canal. And then we saw this Land Rover Defender kind of cruising along and went, oh, that looks like a traveler's truck. And he came up to where we were camped, and we started chatting. And then the next night, both of them came out. We got pizza. They brought us pizza and some chocolate. And it was awesome. So that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, crazy.
Which is so mind-blowing that here we are 2 years later, just outside Bend, Oregon, camping, and we've met up again as they're on their way north up to the top of Alaska.
Yeah,
it's pretty exciting.
Kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah. So we had a few questions for you. First off, we just wanted to ask, what made you do the trip? What inspired you to make this happen?
Oh, well, I think it's like a bunch of stuff that was happening at the moment. I used to work 9 to 5. You know, she did the same. But on my weekends or free time, I was traveling with the car around Panama, all around the country. So in those journeys, I started twisting a little bit my priorities, let's say. So I was working Monday to Friday, but then on Wednesday I started looking on the map, like where to go, and I was starting to enjoy more 2-day out of a 7-day week than what I was doing at work. Yeah. And I love my job, but I started to get a little bit twisted in my mind. And on one of my trips down to the Darien Gap, I went all the way to the end of the road from Alaska. And actually there is a wooden sign, tiny little, like the end of the road from Alaska, 12,580 kilometers.
Yeah.
And that's when like the first bulb came in, like, wait, you are at the very end. What if one day you drive all the way north and you already connected both tips, let's say.
Yeah.
And so from that moment on, I started just thinking about doing it, not planning, meeting overlanders like you. Everyone, or most of the people go through Panama, so one way or another I could meet them. And just doing my research on, budgets, for example, as I asked you, maintenance for the car or places to visit. And so it was like building itself without knowing.
Yeah.
And by the time I did this last big trip on December 2018, I was just camping with a Canadian couple driving a bus from Quebec.
Yeah.
And a South African couple that were, sailing around the world and all that. And I literally felt that it was possible. And that was 1st of January. My birthday is on the 10th. I quit my job on the 14th. I worked until the last of April, and we left in July. So it was already going by the time I decided to do it.
Yeah.
So what inspired us? I think the adventure itself. We love camping. We love outdoors.
Yeah.
I love my car so bad, and it was like I already had the tools to do it. Maybe I didn't have the money that I thought I would need, but anyways, I quit my job and I was like, okay, I'm free. So what's next? And we went to Costa Rica for we thought it was going to be a week.
Yeah.
And we spent almost a month, and then Nicaragua, Salvador, we drove across Honduras. We didn't get to see much, and then Guatemala. We knew we will enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not rush it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Panama inspires us at first, and then seeing what was possible through people like you help us to decide to do it. Yeah. And now we're one of your tribe.
Yeah.
And people is looking up to us as we were looking up to you guys, for example.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to inspire more people too.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Anna, for you, just as a second part of that same question, what what made you know that you were going to go for it too and do this with Alejandro?
Yes, same of all. He was planning, like it was his project. He was going on this trip alone by himself, and
Yeah.
in the process of he planning the whole thing, we met.
Yeah.
So we have like short time before got inside the car and start the trip with him. But it just caught my attention, like the adventure part.
Yeah.
Like it's just one thing that it will be like once in a lifetime thing, or you never know. And I said I'm young, I can do it. Like I have a job that it was the hardest to leave, but jobs come and go. Like this thing, I will never get the opportunity to travel.
Yeah.
And it's not like the whole world,
That's
but
what it
it's the
was.
beginning of we can travel the whole world.
Yeah.
So I said like this is great. I'm in.
That's cool.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool. Yeah, you
Yeah.
jumped quickly, huh?
Yes, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, we met just a couple months before
Before?
on the trip,
Yes.
and so we kind of skipped the dating bullshit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we just went from dating and meeting our parents and all that to
To live in.
oh, we'll live in a Defender
Very
that leaks
small space.
oil and
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It was just 5 months, so
Yeah.
I said that's not that bad. I will
Yeah.
come back and whatever. And it's been 10 months, and it's been great.
We'll check in with you in like 20 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
hope we can meet in Siberia or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll find a new continent to meet up on.
So you guys, you did a lot of planning, but what would you say is like the biggest surprise? Something that you didn't expect, or what surprised you the most about traveling like this?
The people.
Yeah.
The people we meet. I think you can plan a route, you can plan your budget, your fuel expenses, you can plan if you want to spend 10% of your nights in a hotel. You can plan all the numbers you want, but then you meet somebody and they just give you a smile and offer you just a moment to chat about his own country, or oh, I've been there, you should go this way or that way. And then we ended up driving 300 kilometers to another place that we weren't planning. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And there we met another people, and then we go. So we've been like collecting friends, and now we can call them family because they're there. Like even though we met for a couple minutes, they're always there. And hey, how are you? How's everything going? Like what you need, or if you need help, let us know. And I think what did surprise me the most, more than the adventure, the off-roading, the beaches, everything, just these people with a pure nice intention of helping you.
Yeah.
Even though you're not asking for help, or maybe you don't need the help, but just giving the chance to be open enough to receive, that changed my whole mindset and my world actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And it's funny because before you go out, all the people say like, be careful with the people in the other countries, like
Yeah.
it's unsafe, blah blah blah. And when you get to the trip, on the journey or to travel, it's the most amazing. It's the kindest people. Like what you get surprised is like, no, the people is great.
Yeah.
It's what,
Yeah.
it's the surprise you get.
Yeah.
yes.
Right on.
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, you
and
can
and to
estimate.
complete that, it's safer than you think, it's cheaper than you think, and you should do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed on all points.
Yeah.
So we're talking about how great the people were and how that wasn't the fear or the scary part. What has been the scariest part for you? Was there a moment or something that happened that was the scariest part of the trip for you?
Wow.
Scariest?
I have one moment that it was scary, but not the scariest. We got stuck in a volcano crater in El Salvador. You can check it out on Instagram. There's an highlight Salvador stories. You can see what happened, but that wasn't scary at all. Like
Yeah.
we were stuck
Yeah.
for 16 hours, freezing cold, soaking wet, smelling like fried eggs or whatever sulfur smells
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
But I think one moment in Mexico that
Yeah, we had two scariest moments.
Yeah.
One, because we got in a place we shouldn't get, and
oh yeah,
and the other, but was like a ghost story.
Yeah.
We got scary, but I think that doesn't count because we never saw that anything, or that we just got scared about a
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
in the tent. You hear every noise, so you wake up like, what is this? But that time we used the app iOverlander,
Yeah.
and it was late. We always try to avoid to drive at night, but that time it was like late already, and we were with a family, a local family that were showing us around. And yeah, we it's like, oh, it's late already, let's get to the nap, and the closest place we go there. So we find this cool spot on iOverlander, like close to a river. The reviews were amazing, and we said like, this is the place. Tomorrow we will wake up with the view. And then we got inside the place, and it was we needed to open like a gate. We entered through a gate, and since that moment I felt like, this doesn't feel right to be here. And then suddenly it was like bunch of holes and
On the ground,
on
like
the ground,
big, just trucks moving,
trucks.
dirt from one place to. It was a night, so everything was quiet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But you could see that when I had the satellite image,
Yeah.
so I knew how it looked like, and it was completely different. And we started driving through these holes, and they were like really like we were digging in and driving up,
Yes.
and it looked like they were looking for something or trying to, because
Yeah.
they weren't building something. It was just
Yeah.
It felt weird.
It felt weird. So we made it all the way to the river, and the riverbed was dry. So there was no river. And we were like, I walked through the area I wanted to camp, and it just looked weird, and she wasn't feeling it, and
Yeah.
the wife of our friend wasn't feeling it neither.
Yeah.
And we were with kids too, their kids, so it was like, let's get the hell out of here. It just doesn't feel right. And we started driving out this property or land or whatever, and then I could see from a movie, like out of a movie, this old truck driving towards us really fast and honking, and
With one light.
with only one light, and
the
it's
other
honking
not.
just
Yeah.
like
Beep,
mad at us.
Yeah.
beep.
Yeah.
And I was telling Alejandro like, stop! Someone is like telling you to stop. Like
Yeah.
it's his property.
9 p.m.
And he was
in
like, I'm not
Mexico,
going
and
to stop.
in that thing, I was like, I'm not stopping. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not stopping, and I could see the main road, so I was like, if I can drive that fast enough to get out of here before that car. But then our friends were driving a Defender 130 with a camper van, and they were slower than us. And the car got in between my car and theirs, and
our friend get like to talk with the guy because he was also Mexican and local of the area.
Okay.
So it was cool, but we were so afraid that we wanted just to go out of there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then our friend talked with the guy, and the guy said like, don't ever get inside. This is a private property. What are you doing
next time I'll
here?
shoot you, and
Next
it's like,
time I will shoot you. You
Okay.
guys don't stop. And
Yeah.
then the guy said like, it's okay, we won't do it again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the scariest
yeah.
thing.
And imagine if we did set camp, and then the guy showed up at
Yeah.
our camp. That would be an awful story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the female instinct. It's
Works.
important.
Yeah.
So if you're driving with a woman, or you're a woman, hear that and listen to that feeling and do what that feeling tells you.
Yeah.
That's
So
something.
maybe it was a place that used to be somewhere you could camp. The new
Yeah.
owner was doing whatever he was doing, and didn't know that he had
Not happy about you being
a
there,
pin on
clearly.
iOverlander, right, for
And
camping.
after we got internet because we were without signal, and then you get the update of the app.
Yeah.
And we
it
updated
said,
to
like closed. Like
yeah, closed, and
Yeah.
closed
don't
this
go there.
time.
Don't ever
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
You're gonna get killed, like the book from
yeah.
Overlanding. Like, don't
Yeah.
go there. You're gonna get
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
so the one, watch out for chupacabras at night.
Yeah.
May or may not really be there. And two, maybe second guess Iverlander a little bit if it doesn't have more than one review, or if you go there and it doesn't look like you thought it would. Trust your instincts.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's always about the instinct. I think you know too. Sometimes you get to a beautiful place, but something is like weird, and it's better not to stay there to find out if it's weird or not. Just continue and find another place. That's
Yeah.
what I would say from that scary moment.
Yeah.
we learned that. It's like follow
Right
your
on.
gut feeling.
And we both need to agree when we want to stay or leave. Like,
Yeah.
are you agreed to stay here? Are you feeling good? Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stay. Oh, you're not feeling that good, so let's leave.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's key.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we've had some advice as we've been talking, but what would you say to someone who wants to do a trip like this? What would be a good piece of advice that you could give them?
Just
I will say don't overpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because life is simple and we humans are pretty simple. We don't need that much stuff. I bring 16 bikinis. I only use 2 or 4.
16.
And they took so much space. Not that much, but I wish I could have less things. But at the beginning, before going on the trip, you think, I will need this, I will need this, I will need this. Then you change your mind.
Yeah.
Life is simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and to complete that, I think fear is like something that you can just pull out of yourself. Fear is not necessary to do this trip. Like, let go of your fear, let go of your comfort zone, because we get too comfortable. Even traveling, like us, sometimes we find a perfect place and we stay there forever. But I think letting you go of your belongings, your friends, your family, your surroundings will help you to do whatever you think in the world. And to do a trip like this, letting go is the key part. Letting go of your fear, as I said, your belongings, and just pack what you think is necessary, and then take half of that out of the car, and just start going. Because on the way you learn that you always need less and less and less and less. But don't forget to shower. That's important.
Yeah, don't overthink too. Like, don't think about like what's gonna. Just go.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
don't think and go.
Just
and
go.
You will make
That's
it. And after you go, everything will be easier.
It'll fall into place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
just go.
I think
That's
that's the
something.
hardest part, just leave.
Yes.
If you can do that, you'll figure out all the rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the trip has changed you? And if so, are you aware of how, or you just know you're different, or
The trip has changed a lot.
Yes.
I think we've been mutating
Yeah.
in so many ways and so many angles in
Yeah.
life, that I'm completely different to the guy that left 10 months ago.
yeah,
And I can tell the same for Ana.
yeah,
Just because we don't have this entertainment from the outside, like we left that. Oh, I need to go to grab a drink with my friends. I need to
Yeah.
go and buy new shoes because these are dirty or whatever. Or oh, I'll bring more stuff to the car. I want to buy this and that. We've been losing weight. We can say spiritually,
yeah,
emotionally,
yeah,
not physically. But I think life is so simple,
Yeah.
and I understand that more and more and more as the time goes by, and
Yeah.
as we have these experiences, the people we meet and everything. I see, for example, to go to one point, I see money so different right now.
yeah,
Money is important. It's necessary to do whatever, but it's not the key part.
yeah,
I think money gives you more options and maybe a little bit more freedom,
yeah,
but don't waste your time trying to collect a lot of money to do what you want, because by the time you feel safe with your money, then you'll be too old to do what you would be able to do when you're younger.
yeah,
So yeah, I just learned how not to waste my time by doing stuff I don't feel emotions about or happy about or
Yeah.
excited about.
yeah.
That's I would think that how I changed. And Ana, well,
Yeah, I've changed a lot too, and I think it's a constantly growth, internally growth. I don't know if it's right, and also learning. You get to learn a lot. Like, your mind is like this when you live different, working or do like a routine every day, and then your mind expands when you go out and travel. and every that expanding, it's like learnings here, learnings there,
Yeah.
because of the people we met, how they live, different ways of yeah, you can work in this or in that, or different ways or how to use the money you have, or yeah, so many things to grow and to learn, or off-roading cars. I never knew that about, and now I know a lot. Like
Yeah.
every time I learn something and you get interesting in something, or about nature, about plants, like you're hiking and what's the name of this, or even English. My English was not that good and I'm improving every time. Like it's a learning every day.
Yeah.
So you get to grow a lot and change.
Yeah.
Always, every
Yeah.
day, always change.
I was reading something recently and it was talking about how like when you're a kid you pay attention to everything because you're always learning, it's all new and you're growing, and then as you become an adult, like you said, you have that routine and you don't need to like pay attention to everything anymore, so you almost like get lazy. And then when you're traveling, like you said, again, you need to pay attention to everything, and then you start noticing the things that maybe when you didn't have to, you're like, oh, what's this plant, and like and so it just grows that learning, so that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And also about being flexible.
Yeah.
Because as
Yeah.
we were talking before, you get to get used to the routine, and if something goes bad, it's like what I'm going to do, like the world will end, like. And now when you travel, things change every day, so you are flexible to whatever it takes. At the end, things will work
Yeah.
good, and you will find a way to solve one problem, to go out of when we are stuck, to find food if we run out of food, or
A place to sleep, or
places to sleep, place to shower when we haven't showered for a long time. It will find the way, and we get to be flexible, and that's changing us every day too.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched our other video that goes into more depth on the vehicle they're traveling in, check that out. But so what are you traveling in? Tell us about it.
Oh, we're traveling in a friend maker, let's say.
Yeah.
We're traveling in a Land Rover Defender 110 Crew Cab, which is a pickup version of the station wagon. It's a 2011 first generation Puma engine, and it's like a time travel machine, let's say. It's very simple. It's all manual gears, manual windows, just a few buttons to hit and inside, and barely air conditioner sometimes. If it's too hot, don't try it. It's a car that I never thought I would ever have, and now that I'm traveling with it, it's like, man, this is what I dreamt about for so long, and it's real. So what's next? Like, what's going to be the next challenge? Like for me or for us was thinking about the Land Rover and Defender, and nowadays it's like it's impossible to get one.
Yeah.
And we got the chance to buy one, and why not maybe one day sail around the world, or one day, I don't know, we get the money to have a spaceship and go to the moon, whatever. We don't know. But so far the car itself, it's a known history, and sharing that with people is something that we enjoy the most.
Awesome.
Cool.
And we'll have a link for that video right up here.
Somewhere up there. Yeah. One of us should be pointing to it.
Yeah. We wish
Someone
you luck
got
in
it right.
finding that,
Yeah. So, and then where can people find you?
Okay, so far we've been posting most of our trip through Instagram. We are working on a webpage, so it's easier for everyone. But all the videos and all the highlights of our trip are on Instagram, Vibes of Panama. You will read it somewhere.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
put it below and probably in the description too. Not up there. Down there.
Yeah, and so through Vibes of Panama, through emails, through WhatsApp, reach out. We are happy to answer any questions or to share information about our trip, our car, our equipment, and of course
Places we've been.
places
whatever
we've been,
you
and
like.
just reach out. We like to meet friends, and anywhere you are in the world, please let us know, and we can mark it on the map and we can go there.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sitting down with us, and I can't believe we got a chance to meet back up
It's
again. So,
crazy.
Yeah, this is great, and don't let your fears attach you to where you're at. You can do more than what you think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just go.
Just
Just
go.
go. Yeah, just go.